If you want to build lower lats to the gods using bodyweight training, it's about time you embrace L-sit pull-ups. Whether it's a rings or a bar, you can't go wrong with this simple yet brutal bodyweight exercise. And let me tell you, you don't need to add weight. In fact, the worse your leverages are, the bigger your legs are, and the heavier you are. In other words, from my bulkers, this is what you want to be doing. Because what you'll essentially be accumulating are rep PRs. So I don't care if you can do 15 regular pull-ups, only 5 on these, because you're getting more or less weight and you are biasing the lower lats. Legs out in front, maximum spinal flexion. This is a step beyond hollow body. Now, if you're not strong enough to do this, okay, and knees up, you're still gonna get the benefits, but I want you to do the hardest variation. I want you to embrace the pain that is the stretch in the bottom. Because trust me, you've never felt this unless you've been doing cable motions in the sagittal plane or super wide grip pull-ups, which are also exceptionally difficult, especially towards the top, which is when you get the maximum lat squeeze. But in this case, we're going for the full lengthening effect. The bottom is the most difficult part. So not only do you not have to load this exercise, it's automatically built in, but even if you somehow were a beast, you're still gonna be in the effective hypertrophy range 9 out of 10 times. Doesn't matter the variation. It's hard. You don't need to load it. And I'm not a particularly heavy guy, even when bear mode. So I would say this, if you can do 20 reps, weighing anywhere between 160 and 200 pounds, or heck, even beyond that point. If you're a big boy and you're doing L-sit pull-ups for reps, man, all respect. Yo, if you're over 200 doing over 20 reps, your back probably looks like mine, if not better. This is the iliac pull down of the calisthenics world. It's also the ghetto pull down of the calisthenics world. And what else does this indirectly build? The hip flexors and abs through isometric contraction. Now you might say, oh, dynamic motion is most important. I would agree, but what's interesting about this exercise is that as your lats and biceps approach failure, so do lower extremities. So you're still getting an effective stimulus. And this is why many calisthenics bros don't even do crunches or often skip their leg raises just by doing L-sit pull-ups. It guarantees that you're gonna thicken up that midsection. So when you're at a lower body fat, you can have a little bit more pop. As a calisthenics athlete, it could also help your front lever. So if you've been trying to learn that, well, straight legs, it's rather specific, right? And then when you understand the fact that the front lever is not only for your core, but also your lats, you need significant strength. That's why guys who are strong weighted pull-ups can immediately do them. Then it makes even more sense to do L-sit pull-ups, because you have the lower body specificity and then building the absolute strength from that deep position that's difficult to get out of. So embrace the difficult and use all the variations. So I use the term pull-up, but this also encompasses the chins. In fact, I probably do this more often because the arm path will further bias those lats. And when you use that underhand grip, it's easier to be more tucked in. And try when you're pulling to go away from you, which the legs in front has that natural tendency of initiating. So there's not really much to say about the form, just 90-degree angle, make sure it doesn't tip downwards. You want to here or even slightly up, like a V-sit. As long as you have spinal flexion, you're good. So I think the ring variation is king because we can alternate between neutral and underhand. This way we're kind of getting the best of both. Otherwise, feel free to do a close neutral or even a regular or underhand. It doesn't matter, they're all excellent. And then one more benefit is that because the legs are in a fixed position every single time, there's zero chance of kipping. One of the strictest pull-ups you can do, and you'd be surprised that just slightly unbending and extending your leg, like doing a bodyweight leg extension in the air, if that makes sense, can add some poundages to your pull-ups. That's why when people control their form, automatically reduces their momentum coming out of the hole. You don't think about this until you realize that in street lifting competitions, the leg positioning is paid attention to because they know they can get a mechanical advantage. So the L-sit pull-ups locks you in, and then on the way down, you're really feeling the pulling sensation on the lats and your midsection isometrically contracting throughout the entire set. So it works. It'll build your general strength. I strongly recommend it. I do it year round, whether I'm shredded or bear mode, so there's no excuses. If I was able to squat 507 pounds and deadlift 600, then I don't want to hear anyone saying, oh, my legs are too big. No, that's exactly why you need to do them. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video, The worse you are at L-sit pull-ups, man, the better. Like, I wish I can do reps of 5. Chances are a huge percentage of you can do that. So embrace the gains, embrace the stretching. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna be amazing, you're gonna look cool. And in terms of programming, you don't have to overthink this, just simple AMRAPs will get the job done. And for many of you, that can even be one set of workout, done to failure, as many reps as possible, because you'll find that the second set, your performance bleeds. So you might have gotten 15 on your first set, struggling to get 10 on your second, even after resting 3 minutes. So if 1 is the only thing you could do, fine. If you can handle more, great. Remember, I want you getting a minimum of 5 repetitions. And by the way, it will be your lower last that fail first, because the proof is, if you did a drop set immediately after with the legs straightened out, you wouldn't be able to pull yourself out of the starting position. I know, I've tried over many years. It's gonna be the same for you. So if you think that this L-sit position is limiting you because of stability purposes, you're dead wrong. That's all theory bullshit. You haven't done the exercise. You just expose yourself. So get on the bars, get on the rings, give L-sit pull-ups an honest shot. Trust me, your physique will completely transform. The general benefits are just too great. And with that said, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this exercise, and I will see you in the next calisthenics segment.